Hey guys, it's Joe, and it's time for a Puck It with Joe. Happy Thursday. I cannot believe it's already October 27th. We have a packed show today. There are 10 games on the ice. Of course, I have my long shot parlay for you, and I've kind of changed it up a little bit. I don't like giving out such a big parlay, so I've got a not so long shot parlay, which is 4 bets that I like the best out of all of these free picks here today. So let's get right into it. Again, time to drop the puck. You're right, Matt. I appreciate you guys. Jay, thanks for being here too. Let's make some freaking money on the ice today. I want to thank you guys watching from YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Facebook. Appreciate you guys. Drop me a message below. Let me know where you're watching from. Love to hear you guys' interaction. Also, let me know your best bet of the day on the ice. So let's help each other make some money here. First game on the board is the Detroit Red Wings taking on the Boston Bruins. Now, this one is a 7 o'clock Eastern game with the Boston Bruins rolling in as a huge favorite at home, and rightly so. This team has been so strong at home. They've won their last 12 games at home. Swarman expected in goal for them, though, tonight. It's not Omar. Now, he has a 5.4 goals against average. He just had one of those really terrible games. Husso expected for the Red Wings. I love what we've seen out of Husso so far this season. He's got a 2 goals against average. Now, when we look at these teams, both are allowing those shots on goal, but both are getting these shots on goal. So I think this is a good one to take some player props for shots on goal with this one. Pasternak coming out so strong for the Boston Bruins. I'd look at his shots on goal tonight. We can get him over 4.5. I know it's a lot, but you have to look. The Red Wings are allowing 34.5 shots on goal. So I do see Pasternak of the Boston Bruins coming out, getting over this 4. It's at -110. I think there's great value there. Now, Detroit is a young team, and both these teams have come out so solid to start the season. I'm not sure if I can get behind the Boston Bruins in the puck line here. While they probably can pull it off, I just don't love it. We're getting the -265 on the money line. They're 6-1 on the season. The Bruins are absolutely phenomenal, stepping up offensively as well as defensively this season. I just can't trust Swarman in goal for them here. What I'm going to do is look at the Red Wings team total. I think this is a phenomenal way to take it. The books are giving us a total of 2.5. I think this is a higher scoring game. I love the over 6.5 in this. The over is a 10-4-1 in the last 15 meetings in Boston. So when I look at the Red Wings total, it's 2.5 at +102 for that over. I love it. They're giving us plus money here. We look at this Red Wings team. They're averaging 3.6 goals per game and 31 shots on goal. With Swarman, I'm really confident in this Red Wings team total. So I think it's going to be a great game, you guys, for sure. We're going to move on to the next one. Both these teams are playing so well. This is like, highlight this game. Go watch this game. It's going to be good. Hi from Kansas. That's awesome. You're in Kansas. Big shout out to Todd as well. I see you in the comments every day. I appreciate you. Red Wings are a joke. The Red Wings are not a joke. They've been doing good. I like Husso with them. So let's move on to the next one. The Florida Panthers taking on the Philadelphia Flyers. The dogs are barking today on the ice, guys. Gonna tell you this right now. The Flyers, I love them here. I'm sprinkling on that money line. You can get them +1.5 on the puck line at -130. Again, go shop your lines. If you guys haven't heard me say, over at Betstamp, use referral code Madden. Make sure you get the best value because at the end of the day, it's going to make you more money. Now, we look at the Florida Panthers. They failed to cover the puck line in their last 6 games. They're weak on that power play. I look at the Flyers. Carter Hart expected in goal for them is a 1.75 goals against average. He's 4-0 on the season. Carter Hart has been playing absolutely phenomenal. I think this is a lower scoring game, and I love the Flyers to keep it tight and to get the win here. Now, Carter Hart saved shots on goal. His total for his goalie prop is 30.5. I think he goes over that. We look at the Florida Panthers here. They're coming in getting 34.9 shots on goal. and we have a Flyers team that is allowing these shots on goal. It's all going to be on Carter Hart's shoulders tonight. So if you believe, like I do, that Carter Hart has another phenomenal game, you guys, he's only got a 1.75 goals against average, then you got to ride with the Flyers here in this one to come out strong. So take them +1.5, take Carter Hart over his 30.5 save shots on goal. Now we're paying a little bit of juice at -122 with that, and I think it's an under style game. Panthers just on a quick road trip here, so this is our second game of that road trip. The home team between these two is 19-7 in the last 26 meetings. We also see the Panthers in Philadelphia going 2-6 in those last 8 meetings. I see you guys all in the comments here. Thank you so much. On TikTok as well. At TikTok, I'm not able to read those comments because they're coming in so quick. But you guys, I will get back to you on TikTok after we finish the full show. Now, the Minnesota Wild are taking on the Ottawa Senators. And I look at this one, and I think this is probably one of the hardest games on the whole card here. We look at the Minnesota Wild. This team should be better. Fleury has been struggling. The defense has been struggling for this team. Fleury allowing 4.3 goals per game on average. The Minnesota Wild defense allowing that 4.67 goals per game and 33.8 shots on goal. I want this Wild team to turn things around. They're 2-3-1 on the season. They're just not getting there. But when we look at them versus Ottawa Senators, and the Ottawa Senators are red hot right now. It's hard to step in front of them. Offensively, they have been showing up, averaging 4.17 goals per game and 33.8 shots on goal. They are the second highest scoring team in the league, and I want to step in front of them with the Minnesota Wild, who just defensively and goaltending-wise are falling apart. I have to do it, you guys. We look at the Ottawa Senators as a dog at home. They've lost their last 5. I feel like this line's kind of trappy when you're giving me a hot team offensively against weak goaltending and weak defense at +112. If the Senators pull it off, hats off to them, but I can't see it happening. I think the Minnesota Wild roll in here and get this win. I also think this is a lower scoring one because if they do get this win, the Wild, it has to be because Fleury has a phenomenal game and the defense of the Wild help him get these block shots on goal. So I'm going to go with the under when we look at the Wild versus the Eastern Conference. Strong trends to that under, going 7-3-1 to that under. Oh, it's going to be a hard one. The last time out between these two did go to that over with Ottawa getting a win 4-3. The Wild just so strong in Ottawa, going 4-1 in the last 5 meetings as well. I got to believe in the Wild to get the win here. Now, the next matchup on the ice, we're going to look at the Montreal Canadiens and the Buffalo Sabres. This Buffalo Sabres team, you guys, you know how high I am on them. They're returning from this 4-game road trip. They lost the last game of that road trip to the Seattle Kraken. We knew that. We sat here on Puckett with Joe and we said, why aren't they a bigger favorite than they were? Actually, I think the Kraken were rolling in as a small favorite. Why they were coming in as an underdog after beating the Flames, the Oilers, and the Canucks. You got to look at what the books are telling you in certain situations. Now, the books are looking at them coming in as a large favorite here. People looking at them coming home, being strong on home ice. And yes, they're strong on home ice, but they are returning home off this road trip. I'm going to fade them here on this return home. We've got the Montreal Canadiens coming out. They're fresh from playing at home. I think they play well here. Montreal won the last matchup between these two, 4-0. This was back, would have been last February. They got the shutout win. Now Montembeault coming out for the Montreal Canadiens. He has a 2.48 goals against average. Comrie coming out for the Buffalo Sabres, 3.5 goals against average. I got to take Montreal. You can take them here on the puck line. If you want on the puck line, you can get them +1.5 at -147. I do think, though, this is an over-style game, and I think this is a really tight game, 4-3 to that over, so hitting that 7. The over, shop those lines again. You can get around -122. Now, another way you could look at this is Montreal's team total. I do think they get over that 2.5. They hit that 3 or that 4 number. I think Montreal on that puck line is the safest way to go with this game. I think Montreal in the first period is another way to go. looking at them getting up in that first period. So that's where I'm going with this one. We look at the Buffalo Sabres. They failed to cover the puck line as a favorite in the last 14 games. So as a home favorite, that is. So they're not covering that puck line as a home favorite. Okay, the next game on the board, you guys. And thank you all for being here. I see so many of you out there. Appreciate each and every one of you. The St. Louis Blues taking on the Nashville Predators. Now the St. Louis Blues coming in here as the dog on the road. We know how hard the St. Louis team is playing. The Predators coming in minus 170 on that money line. Now, right away, why? Why are the Predators such a big favorite here at home when they've lost their last 5 games? Well, because everyone knows the Predators have to answer back. Saros expected in goal. Now he has a 3.03 goals against average. This team is not doing what we expect out of them. They're not getting the goals on the board. They're averaging 2.29. We have the St. Louis Blues coming out strong defensively, averaging 2.4, allowing that 2.4. And the Preds allowing that 3.29. So the Predators have had some struggles to start the season. Kind of an understatement there. They haven't been getting these goals. Their defense really hasn't been stepping up. Now, they have lost their last 7 games at home, so not huge home ice for them here. And when we look at the St. Louis Blues against the Predators, they have covered that puck line in the last 6 games. So these two play tight games. I think the best way to take this one is to look at the under. I think we have a lower scoring game between these two, with the problem being for the Predators. If they can't stay out of that penalty box, St. Louis will eventually capitalize on it. Now, we know the Predators are strong on that penalty kill, but they're averaging like 12.6 minutes in the penalty box. If they keep doing this against the St. Louis Blues, they will get these goals. Now, Greece expected in goal for the St. Louis Blues. If this was Binghamton, it would be the Blues all day for me. Without Binghamton in here, I'm just not getting there with that. Just give me 1 second, you guys. I'm putting a user in a timeout. Not because they're posting inappropriate comments on here. So if people want to go to dating sites, they can go to dating sites. They don't need to post it on these feeds. Okay, so the St. Louis Blues and the Nashville Predators, I think the best way to go is that under. I just don't trust the Predators staying out of that box. So that's where I'm going with that. Let's look. Yes, and I know the Predators are coming in super rested to this game. I don't know. I don't know if I can trust them here. At minus 170, it's unbettable for me. I cannot get behind any team at minus 170. Maybe if I was putting it in a parlay, but I do think it's stronger to that under, no matter what I do with that. I want to say a shout out to Picks from Dave. If you guys do not follow Picks from Dave, go check him out. I love this guy. He's doing awesome work. He's got lots of great shows on YouTube, so go give him a follow as well. Yeah, we all hate the bots. They're lovely. Okay, let's move on to the next game out. We've got the Edmonton Oilers taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, the Oilers expected to start Jack Campbell here. He rolls in here with a 3.61 goals against average. We know how vulnerable Jack Campbell has been in net for the Edmonton Oilers. Again, the storyline behind the Edmonton Oilers is this elite offensive team. Again, it's still goaltending and defense that's really kicking them in the butt hard. Now, they've been better the last couple of games out. I will give them that. This team is averaging 3.57 goals per game and allowing that 3. Now, when we look at the Chicago Blackhawks, they're averaging 3.33 goals per game. But they're being limited to 24.5 shots on goal. They're taking their time as well. When you watch this team, they're not firing out on that ice over and over again. They are allowing that 2.83. I think this is another live dog here with the Chicago Blackhawks. They've won each of their games so far this season at home. They won their last 4 games. The Blackhawks won this matchup back in, it would have been I believe it was middle of March, 4-3 over the Edmonton Oilers. They've been also covering that puck line at home in their last 5 games. So I think strongest play is to take the Blackhawks plus 1.5. Just pray for that empty netter doesn't come in at the end of this game. But the Oilers, we look at them in Chicago. I'm going to sprinkle on that money line. You guys know I love that plus money. I have to take the Blackhawks on the money line plus 184 with a sprinkle. The Oilers 0-5 in the last 5 meetings in Chicago. The underdogs also 4-1 in those last 5 meetings. The Oilers 1-4 in the last 5 meetings overall. And the home team going 5-1 in those last 6 meetings. Home ice means a lot. So I gotta go with the Blackhawks. Plus 1.5 on the puck line, safest way. Now, when I'm looking at this total of 6.5, if I think the Blackhawks can win it, I'm not too confident in this. It's either a 4-3 game or it's a 3-2 game. I would lean on that under. Total something I don't want anything to do with right now today. 7-3 in the last 10 meetings to that under in Chicago. But Stelluck expected in goal for the Chicago Blackhawks. We know he's got to stand on his head. He's got a 2.09 goals against average. For him to shut down the Edmonton Oilers tonight would be phenomenal. I just don't know if we're safe enough to take that under. I hate taking the under with the Edmonton Oilers right now. So I'm going to stay off the total, you guys. We saw every single game last night go to that under. I was so happy to see it. I want to see defenses really stepping up. Okay, the next game on the board is the Washington Capitals and the Dallas Stars. I love the Dallas Stars tonight. I think they are the better team. Jake Ottinger expected in goal. Now, he's been absolutely phenomenal, 1.4 goals against average. We have Darcy Kemper coming out for the Washington Capitals at a 3.04. I can't trust the Capitals. We're getting them plus 100 here. I want nothing to do with the Washington Capitals right now. They're 4-3 on the season. Their defense hasn't been doing enough for me. They're only averaging or allowing that 3.43 goals per game and allowing 33.1 shots on goal. Now, offensively, yeah, they have been putting up the goals. They're being limited with the amounts of shots on goal. I think it's going to be a very hard night for the Washington Capitals facing the Dallas Stars here in Jake Ottinger. Ottinger is just so good. And the defense of the Dallas Stars is phenomenal, only allowing that average of 2.14 and 32.1 shots on goal. So it is on Jake Ottinger more than the defense, really. But I look at the last 26 meetings between these two. Dallas has owned the Washington Capitals. The Capitals have gone 7-19 in those last 26 meetings. I like Dallas straight up here on the money line, but you guys also know that I got to chase that plus money. They have covered the puck line and won their last 4 games when coming into them as a favorite. I'm going to take the Dallas Stars minus 1.5 at plus 195 on that puck line. I think the safest way, of course, is to take the Dallas Stars at home at the minus 120. But if I'm looking at the Dallas Stars to get the win and to cover that puck line, you would think I would. That puck line, normally you'd like the over, but I can't get there. I think this is a low-scoring game. I think we end up seeing a 3-1 style game with that puck line probably coming with the empty netter because we know how good this defense is at getting the puck away from teams. And I think they'll get this puck away from Washington and get that empty netter. So I think it's going to be a 3-1 game. It's my official score. I have put that in for this game. And I think so it stays under. Dallas covers the puck line. And we have a low scoring one. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm trying to keep up with all the comments. So many comments here today on all social media. Let's look at the next game on the board. We have the Vancouver Canucks and the Seattle Kraken. I just want to remind everyone watching on TikTok, after I finish off on the other platforms, I'll come and look at your questions and take those comments. So appreciate you guys. And for everyone on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here today. Now, the Vancouver Canucks and the Seattle Kraken face up tonight. This is 10 o'clock Eastern, so if you're on the East Coast, late night for you. We have a total of 6.5 in this one with the Vancouver Canucks coming in here at plus 108. Can Vancouver get their first win of the season? I think so. I said it last Puckett with Joe when they were going out that they were going to lose that last game. First win of the season was coming here against the Seattle Kraken. I can see it happening. They're plus 108 here on the money line. We got Demko expected. He's got a 4.06 goals against average. This team is not averaging a lot of goals at 2.57, but allowing 4.29. It is gross. I don't love taking them here, but I do think the Vancouver Canucks get things right in this game. The Seattle Kraken are only 1-2 at home. Martin Jones expected for them. He's got a 3.31 goals against average. They're averaging 3.25 goals per game and allowing that 3.5. When we look at the last 4 meetings between these two, Vancouver has been able to win all 4 of them. They also won that last matchup 5-2. So they dominated in that last matchup. It would have been last April. They looked so strong out there. I think this is the first win for the Vancouver Canucks. If they don't win this one, I don't know. They're just completely screwed, you guys. The over, though, I think is the strongest play. I think this is a high-scoring one. We know Demko's allowing these goals. We know the defense of the Vancouver Canucks is allowing these goals. Offense has to step up tonight for the Vancouver Canucks for them to get this win. So give me the over 6.5. Give me the Vancouver Canucks on the money line for that win. The next game on the board, I'm really interested in this one. The Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the San Jose Sharks. 10:30 Eastern for this one. Toronto rolling in as a huge favorite at -220. We got the Sharks at +180 and a total of 6.5. Now, I can't trust the Sharks and I can't trust the Maple Leafs. We all know the Maple Leafs have teams that beat them. San Jose is another team that beats the Sharks. The Maple Leafs are only 2-6 in the last 8 meetings in San Jose. They're also 6-16 in the last 22 meetings overall versus the Sharks. I don't see Toronto being able to cover the puck line here. The puck line is the only value you could get because we look at the Maple Leafs, they're -220 on that money line. So I can't take them straight up on the money line. We've also got Eric Callaghan in for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now he's got a 3.05 goals against average. This team is strong at limiting the shots on goal, limiting teams to 26.9 shots on goal per game. But I can't get behind them here. The Sharks, we know they're terrible. They're averaging under 2 goals per game. They're allowing just over 3. They've lost their last 9 as a home underdog. There's no good reason to take them other than Toronto does struggle against the Sharks. I'm going to take the Sharks. There's value still on the puck line. You can take them +1.5 at -135-ish on that puck line. Again, remember, shop those lines over at Betstamp. Use referral code Madden. I just can't trust the Maple Leafs in San Jose. Now, I am leaning to the under in this game. We look at these two teams matched up. And we don't have solid trends to that over or under. But when we look at these teams with the Sharks coming in off rest, they really do step up defensively, going 6-2-1 in their last 9 games, playing on that 1 day's rest. And the Maple Leafs trending nicely to that under, going 7-0-1 in their last 8 overall to that under. So I'm going to be riding that under. I know a lot of you think the Leafs will ride hot. They probably get the win, but can they win by 1.5 here? I don't know. I just can't put my money there. I think the safest bet in this one is the under 6.5. I see a lower scoring game. Okay, the Winnipeg Jets and the LA Kings. This is the last game on the board, you guys. After we talk about this game, we'll do the long shot parlay, which is 1 pick in every game. And then we will do, I got a 4-leg parlay, which is like the best 4 picks of these free picks that I think of today. So the Winnipeg Jets taking on the LA Kings here. Winnipeg rolling in here at +126 on that money line. We have the LA Kings -152 and a total of 6. Connor Hellebuyck expected for the Jets. I love what we're seeing out of Hellebuyck so far this season. I think he's an underrated goalie. He's got a 2.2 goals against average. And then Jonathan Quick for the LA Kings. Now his goals against average is a 3.59. He's a better goalie than this number represents. I really do trust in Jonathan Quick. I think he is the stronger of the two, even though his number is not reflecting. Now, the Kings are doing strong offensively, but defensively, they're allowing these goals, allowing 4.13, averaging 3.38, while the Winnipeg Jets roll in here, averaging 2.67 and allowing that 2.83. I think this is a tough game here. Both these teams are kind of split. The Winnipeg Jets are 3-3 on the season, and the LA Kings 4-4. I don't love a side. If I had to take a side, I would take the LA Kings just because of the home ice advantage. They've won their last 5 as a favorite following a win too. Nice stat to back them up there. The last time these teams came out, we saw a 3-2 win for the LA Kings. I think the best bet in this one is to take the under 6. I think with goaltending here, I believe in Jonathan Quick to have a better game than we've seen out of him in some of these. So I think the under 6 is a strong play. Now, when we look at the last 10 meetings between these two, 9 of those games have gone under, and 5 of the last 5 meetings in LA have gone to that under as well. Matt, I like where you're going with that, with the Kings coming out 3-1. I could see it happening. But yeah, and I see what Big Sis Lisa is saying with the Winnipeg Jets will beat those Kings tonight. I think this is a low scoring one. This is another one that I could see going to overtime, either being 2-2 apiece, 1-1 apiece even. I don't see it being 3-3 apiece and going to overtime. I think we've got a low scoring defensive goaltending battle on our hands with this one. Okay, you guys, that was a lot. It's a lot of talking. I hope you guys stayed with me for this whole time. Appreciate you guys. Again, I am going to bookmark this. So if you're in late, I will have those bookmarks up within the next 15 minutes after I end this show so that you guys can go back and take a look at what I'm liking in each of these. Let's do the long shot parlay second. We're going to recap everything. We'll do a quick recap. That's 26-minute mark. Okay, the recap, the Detroit Red Wings and the Boston Bruins. I'm going to take the Red Wings team total over 2.5 at +102. I'm going to take the over 6.5 in this game as well. And then Pasternak for his shots on goal over 4.5 at -110. Between the Florida Panthers and the Philadelphia Flyers, I'm going to take the Flyers +1.5 at -130. And I'm going to sprinkle on the Philadelphia Flyers on the money line. I like the under 6.5 in this one. And Carter Hart save shots on goal over 30.5. And that's at -122. Between the Minnesota Wild and the Ottawa Senators, I love the under 6.5 in this one. I think we have a tight battle on our hands. If I had to take a side, gun to my head, I'd take the Minnesota Wild. The Montreal Canadiens and the Buffalo Sabres. Montreal in the first period has money written all over it. I think they come out nice and strong. I think there's still a little bit of value there on that puck line at -147 for the Montreal Canadiens at +1.5. And I do like the over 6.5 in this one. The St. Louis Blues and the Nashville Predators. I hate taking a side in this one. I really don't love it, you guys. I think the best way and the only way I'd play this one is taking the under 6.5 just because I don't like the Predators on that money line. I can't get behind them on that puck line. So it'd be the under 6.5. And then for parlay, I'd throw the Predators to get the straight up win. The Edmonton Oilers and the Chicago Blackhawks. I got to ride with the Chicago Blackhawks on the puck line at +1.5. Sprinkling, you guys know I love to sprinkle on that money line. Definitely sprinkling on the Blackhawks on the money line here. The Washington Capitals and the Dallas Stars. I'm all over the Dallas Stars on that money line at -120. Also love them on that puck line at -1.5 at +195 because I love money. And I'm going to go with the under in this one and a 3-1 game final for this matchup. Fingers crossed that hits. It's a good payout. I can't remember what it is. I put it in earlier. I forgot to write it down. Now, the Vancouver Canucks and the Seattle Kraken. I'm going to go with the over 6.5 and for the Vancouver Canucks to finally get a win. If they don't win tonight, I don't know. They're SOL for the rest of the season, I think. The Toronto Maple Leafs and the San Jose Sharks. This is a play against the Maple Leafs in San Jose. They've struggled there. Yes, I know the Maple Leafs are the better team. If they come out and dominate tonight, I'm just going off stats in this one, especially with Toronto's backup goalie. And I'm going to take the Sharks +1.5 at -135 and the under 6.5. I think this is a lower scoring game. The Winnipeg Jets and the LA Kings. I got to ride the under 6 in this one. And looking at the LA Kings to pull off that win. But again, you guys, can't trust that. It's not I can't trust the money line. I don't like the money line at minus 152. I just can't get there. So that is the recap. Let's do the long shot parlay. Now the long shot parlay, $10 plays out $1,978.12 based on what I got. So straight up on the money line, I'm taking the Boston Bruins for the win, the Florida Panthers for the win, Minnesota Wild, this one scares me, for the win. And then I threw in some puck lines in this long shot parlay because I don't love the straight up. So the Montreal, well, I do, but I don't want to throw it into a parlay and risk it for you guys. So the Montreal Canadiens and the puck line plus 1.5, and then the Predators on the money line, the Chicago Blackhawks on the puck line at plus 1.5, then the Dallas Stars, the Vancouver Canucks, the LA Kings, and the San Jose Sharks plus 1.5 on that puck line. So again, $10 pays out $1,978.12. My not so long shot, it's still a long shot. It's a 4-leg parlay. These are my favorite plays of the free plays today. The under between the St. Louis Blues and the Predators, that's under 6. The Blackhawks plus 1.5. I really think they have every opportunity to win it tonight. The Dallas Stars minus 120 on that money line, and the Vancouver Canucks to come out and get their first win on the money line. So $10 for this one pays $127.88. So it's a way safer parlay. But if you guys want to throw a little bit of money on any of these, it's just for fun. So I want to thank you guys all for joining me here for a Puck It with Joe. Everyone on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, Facebook, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below. It really helps me out. Long shot, Red Wings in regulation. I love it. You know I love that plus money, plus 312. I wish you all the best with that. We know both these teams are rolling so hot right now. Boston to get upset. Oh, I don't know if I can get there, but definitely worth a sprinkle if you believe in the Red Wings. But you guys, thanks for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great day. Keep smiling, and let's make some freaking money. Bye, guys.